What's going on, everybody? It's Clint Powell here with Of By and For the People Deep Dives. It's where we remove the narrative and the agenda, and we just go back and do it. We're doing a line by line through the Declaration, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution. We are about 62, 63 episodes into this. We've got a long way to go, but we thought it would be a good time. Eric's time is restrained a little bit in the next few weeks, but we thought it would be a good time to do some shorter videos, audios. And we've been doing some just zoomed out recapping of some stuff, foreshadowing, full of information, by the way. Go listen to it, especially when we did on the timeline of the Constitution and the establishment of the three branches of government. But today we're going to talk a little bit about amendments, constitutional amendments that just didn't make it, didn't pass. Eric Buchanan promised me this one's going to be kind of fun. It's going to be short, but it's going to be fun. Let's bring him up and see if Eric can deliver the goods on the fun. 3, 2, 1. What's happening, Eric?
Hey, Clint, how are you? Good to see you today.
You promised me fun today, dude. You promised me fun.
We're going to make these short and sweet and just kind of talk about some of these very briefly. These are attempts that have been made in the past to amend the Constitution. These are serious amendments that made it into Congress and either got passed by Congress but not by the states, or got passed by enough of Congress that people said, okay, this is one we need to remember. Okay. In 1876, a proposal was made to entirely abolish the U.S. Senate. Now, we've talked about lately, people have said we need to get rid of the Senate or change it because it doesn't represent people equally, because 2 senators for California is not the same as 2 senators from South Dakota. Well, this is not a new idea, Clint. It's been around since 1876.
Where did that come from? Do you know? Okay, it's okay. I thought I'd
ask. Yeah. These are kind of quick takes. I don't know who started it. And also remember, though, we talked about in Article 5 the rules for amending the Constitution. The one thing you cannot do. Yep. No state without its consent shall be deprived of its equal suffrage in the Senate. So taking away the Senate would be depriving everybody's equal suffrage. I guess if everybody gets 0, that might be equal suffrage, right?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Here's the next one. Also in 1876, forbidding religious leaders from occupying a government office or receiving federal funding.
I just heard this one within the last year about religious people, a priest
Tennessee had it in our Constitution.
Yeah.
And we took it out so that ministers could serve in the legislature.
Okay, I'm with you. Keep going. This is good. I like that one.
So remember what happened in 1877 was the big fight with Rutherford Hayes and U.S. Grant was leaving, and it was the fight whether or not we were going to have to basically have another civil war because
I'll say I remember. Just so I can seem smart.
Some states sent in multiple slates of electors, and there was a big fight over who had enough electoral votes. And Rutherford Hayes ends up winning the 1877 election. But part of what happened was the deal was made we would end Reconstruction in the South. Okay. So that was a whole big thing. So what happened the next year, 1878? A constitutional amendment to replace the presidency with a council of 3 that would have to agree. They would have to have at least 2 out of 3 agree on anything the president was going to do.
Oh, my God. Whoa. Can you imagine the angst on that one? Keep going.
1893, renaming the United States to the United States of the Earth.
You know what? I'm on board. By golly, I am on board on that. I'm bringing that one back up. I'm firing the band back up, man.
The same year, 1893, a constitutional amendment to abolish the United States Army and Navy.
Okay. Yeah, let me guess. Was that proposed by England?
It was a time of peace. We were starting to be a big power, I guess, in the 1890s, and we weren't worried about anything.
Yeah.
1894, the next year, acknowledging that the Constitution recognizes God and Jesus Christ as the supreme authorities in human affairs.
I'm not sure. I think it's okay to believe that personally, but I'm kind of sure that our founding fathers probably was okay with believing that. I'm not sure they wanted it written into the Constitution, though.
Apparently, some people were having a lot of fun in the roaring 90s, and other people were very, very worried the United States wasn't religious enough.
Right.
All right. This one, I'm glad it failed, because this is kind of the scary thoughts that people had at times. Making marriage between races illegal under making it a permanent constitutional provision. 2 years later, somebody threw this one in there.
Okay.
Making divorce illegal in the United States.
I don't know if everybody be unhappy, but I know at least one person that I know still today that would be unhappy with that one.
All right, 1916. This is during the middle of World War I. All acts of war should be put to a national vote. Anyone voting yes had to register as a volunteer for service in the U.S. Army.
Oh, I kind of like that one, dude.
That's how you stay out of World War I.
I kind of like that one.
All right, 1933, in the height of the Great Depression, an attempt to limit all personal wealth to $1 million, which was a lot of money in
That's
1933.
probably a billionaire back then,
Probably
man.
100 million today.
Yeah.
But still limiting it to we hear that today from
You
some
don't get
people.
the Elon Musk or the Henry Fords or any of that stuff if you do all that.
You've heard Bernie Sanders say that. Why does anybody need more than $100 million? He said that before.
Yeah, he has.
That's an idea that has not gone away. 1936, an attempt to allow the American people to vote on whether or not the United States should go to war. Added again.
Yeah.
1938, forbidding of drunkenness in the United States and all its territories, making it a federal constitutional crime to be drunk anywhere.
Yeah, Eastridge would be in some trouble, boys. Better bring the
All right,
truth.
we got 3 more. We'll wrap this one up.
Go for
In
it.
1947, setting the maximum income tax at 25%.
Okay.
I kind of like that one.
Yeah.
1948. This one's pretty horrible. 1948 was the year that Harry Truman integrated the U.S. military, and basically by executive order said that the military was not going to be having separate units by race.
Yeah.
There was a constitutional amendment proposed by Southern segregationists that was the right of U.S. citizens to segregate themselves from others.
No, I agree. I'm glad that one didn't pass, but I mean, we see that people doing it amongst themselves. We're doing it to ourselves nowadays with no constitutional amendment needed, unfortunately.
So that one fortunately failed. The United States did not go down the wrong path of permanent segregation. Thank God. We didn't become an apartheid country any more than we were. We got rid of what we did. Thank God.
Right.
Then last funny one to clean up. So 1971, put on your Woodstock outfit and your hippy dippy attitude.
Peace and love, brother.
American citizens should have a constitutional right to an environment free of pollution.
I don't think you can do that with a constitutional amendment, but I would love to have no pollution. Unfortunately, I don't think then we're going to have a lot of the progress we've had either. So,
yep,
yeah, I love the hippy dippy stuff though, man. That was a fun one, dude. Good job by you. You brought the entertainment like you promised, man. Way to go.
I didn't have any exotic dancers for this one, but anybody wants to go back and listen to our bankruptcy episode, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, it took a turn. It took a turn at Albuquerque we were not expecting. Took a turn.
It took a turn at Mexiana or whatever it is, Texas.
I don't know, but it took a left turn on that one. But this was a fun one, dude. I really appreciate it, man. Hey, if we don't know where you're listening, if you're on Apple, leave us a review. It helps us grow the podcast. Share it with your friends. Eric Buchanan, buddy. I'll see you later, man.
Good job, Clint.
Yep. Bye, everybody.
All right, bye.